we're just starting to get into the idea of a managed HVAC plan, thus kind of taking away and how us internally trying to manage it and pushing it out to a vendor. So the challenge with our network or our current sizing is our buildings are anywhere from 3 miles apart to 160 miles apart. So having a vendor who can actually not have to go to all the sites to do a site visit, to do this, to do that, was amazing. So what we did is we pulled, just the property, or excuse me, not the property, the plan view. We put pins on it. We labeled what the pins were, and we did that for every single building, saying, okay, this building, here's our mechanicals. And we had that. And then we did the list view where we actually went to the assets, listed them out property by property. So we were able to just do a packet per property so that the vendor knew exactly what was there, where it was there, its filter sizes, its model number, its age, its belts, all these fun pieces of it. And like, I cannot describe well enough when we handed that over and they started like flipping through like the jaw, just like that slow-mo, like going on, like, oh my gosh, and like they literally said, you just made our job easy. And like one of the gentlemen, like, he's like, I could cry now. Like, you are rare. This doesn't happen. We don't get this information. We're usually on roofs. We're in back storage rooms, moving stuff away from like sprinkler systems, trying to find all of this. It was amazing in that meeting when we shared that information, but was even more amazing is walking through with them very briefly in that conference room, how AkitaBox works, granting them vendor access so that they could just start playing. And no more than, the next day, they're like, oh my gosh, can you get this person access? Because they want to see, like, they're really excited to see this level of it. So yeah, it was very, very interesting for that. And it was a fun little tag back to just vendor relationships and showing people this. There are many vendors who are stumbling through trying to manage services for people. I can just think of a roofing contractor who goes on my roof. They do an inspection every year, and they're doing this. And they're putting together these reports, and they're like, "Man, I shared this with one vendor. I'm like, why don't you just use my software?" And they looked in and said, "Oh my gosh, like this would make our job so much easier if we just had like this, or like we had other people do this." So kind of an interesting, like, mild plug there that like vendors, in the correct vendor's hands, like, oh my goodness, how this could just sell itself.